Yes, indeed, Lindsay, in front of these adoring Wolves fans. Rodrigo, that must feel amazing.
No, amazing game, amazing night. Winning 2 games in a row here under the lights with our fans, just unbelievable. The ambient was unbelievable. I'm very, very happy.
I know it might be a bit late in the season, but you found something here.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe a little late, but we need to keep going, keep this momentum. We are playing good. We are doing very beautiful things, and we need to keep going, believing in ourselves, doing this, giving everything until the last minute and winning games.
Tell me about your goal, special moment.
Yeah, it was a very good moment. Very happy, scoring here and big game. Was very good. I'm very, very happy.
It was a lovely finish, one I'm sure you'll look back and be really proud of.
Yeah, it was a good finish. Difficult because I had Konate in my back, but I shot and I scored, so I'm very, very happy.
For those that don't know, you've had quite a lot of injury problems this season with the groin area, so you were having to run fast there.
Yes, I did. Unfortunately, I had the groin injury, but now I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling sharp, feeling good, so that's very good.
And even with those injuries, I think you're now top scorer with 3 this season, but Andre with his first is on your tail.
Yes, unbelievable. Very happy for me because he's a very, very good player. He played so good today. He played very good the last games. He's an unbelievable player and he deserves this goal.
Yeah, and you've got Liverpool to come back here on Friday.
Yes, we need to do this again, believe in us and try to win the game. That's what we need to do.
Well done tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Obrigado. Thanks.
Well, I imagine that Molineux will be the absolute last place that Arne Slot and Liverpool want to go back to on Friday. Of course, the two facing off in the FA Cup on Friday night under the lights. Michael, we heard him say there that we've just got to keep going. We've found something beautiful. We've found something special. They've certainly found form and they look like they've got all the tools to make it a little bit interesting at least.
In terms of not being bottom of the league, yes.
Yeah.
They have been very, very good in recent times. But they've just left a little bit too late, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, they've got something going. The crowd are all of a sudden behind them again. And of course, it's always a question, is it? Is it the crowd? Is it the players? Do you have to give the crowd something? But whatever it is, they're all together again now. And it hasn't felt like that for a lot of the season. But they're not going down with a whimper. They're putting on a good show for a bit of respect and a bit of pride if they don't finish bottom. Who knows, if they win another couple of games in the next, they start looking at it thinking we're only a few points behind, all of a sudden they start getting excited, but realistically they're still goners.
There was a lot said, wasn't there, about when Rob Edwards opted to leave Middlesbrough, a team chasing promotion to the Premier League. We could be talking about them in the studio next season, but he knows the club. He played there in his career. He started his coaching journey there as well. We've seen him 2 games in a row now run up the touchline. He talked about Villa being one of the most special moments of his career that will live with him forever. Maybe now we're seeing what they're trying to do and the fact that he is trying to build something and rebuild this club, I suppose, after a difficult couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, credit to him for making that decision. He knew how he felt about Wolves as a football club. You talked about the connection he's got, wanted to go back, knew it was a big decision, knew he was stepping into a really difficult situation in terms of is completely passionate about this football club. And you want to buy into that. You want to work for a guy like that. You want to do what this guy's saying because you know he's got the club's best interest at heart. And the players have really, as I say, bought in to the journey he's trying to take them on. And as Michael says, it looks like it's going to be too much this season to stay in the Premier League. But this could be a long-term relationship. This could be a long-term situation that, you know, he's already brought Luton into the Premier League. He could well bring them back if they go down this season. They could he could be the Wolves manager for many years to come. And if he's going to retain that passion, the players will love playing for him.
Yeah, only begs the question, what would their season have looked like if they'd brought him in a little bit sooner? Let's take a look then at the goals that we did see during this game, including the Wolves opener. We heard from Rodrigo Gomez there, and he said he very much enjoyed this. What did you make of this?
I bet he did, yeah. Liverpool will be disappointed with it, but from Wolves' point of view, quite direct. Use the big man, the strength, good hold-up play, lays it off. I think Virgil van Dijk will be a little bit disappointed. Szoboszlai, Gomez runs off him. You know, he gets attracted to the ball in many ways, but still Liverpool are a 2v1 really at the back, and then one joins, Gomez joins. Van Dijk a little bit weak. I actually think as well Konate can get a touch on this. I think he's possibly scared of giving a penalty. He ends up trying to shoulder charge him off the ball instead of sliding with his foot, probably worried about giving a penalty, but I think he gets there. I think he's there if he slides and gets a toe in. I think, you know, he can make an easy tackle there. I don't know what you think, Leon.
Yeah, I think once he gets there, you're expecting him to go to ground, you're expecting him to make slide tackle. I reckon he was expecting him to make it as well, but it's not his job to worry about the tackle coming in. It's a brilliant chipped finish, having got there, having sprinted the length of the pitch, to just realise that the goalkeeper in Alisson, who is a very good goalkeeper, had just gone to ground a touch early, lifted it over him brilliantly. And that was Wolves' first effort at goal all evening. They defended so solidly and so well and took that opportunity when it came.
But their their initial lead didn't last too long, though. Just 5 minutes before that man, Mo Salah, did what he did best. And this came from a bit of a Wolves error, really, didn't it, Michael?
Yeah, a big Wolves error. I mean, Mo Salah does really well, almost moves his body really well. We can see what Bellegarde's trying to do. He could have played this pass. He's trying to play that pass. But obviously, Salah's loitering, and he does really well. He's still got a lot to do here, but he just sort of shimmies inside, just slows the defender down, and then goes with the outside of his foot into the corner. Goalkeeper will probably be disappointed, but from Salah's point of view, that's just inside the post. It's not a bad finish, and it squirms in. And then you think Liverpool, right? Are they going to get the winner? Are they going to push for the last few minutes? But it was Wolves that did that. Yeah,
Leon, you actually said when we were watching it that it turned into a bit of a basketball game, didn't it? With chances at both ends. Both teams were incredibly stretched, but it was Wolves that got the winner, and there was a bit of luck potentially involved in this one as well.
Yeah, in how it went in, but, you know, as you said, it did turn quite open. Liverpool in search of the goal. Wolves never sat back at all, and even here they're pressing. And I did say I thought there was going to be another goal in the game. But this is all credit to Wolves, putting Liverpool under pressure in the final third of the field. I do think that Curtis Jones should be playing that forward himself. He doesn't need to put his goalkeeper under pressure in that situation. It's not a great clearance because of it. You see Virgil van Dijk's reaction here. He's so furious with Moa, I think, and the effort or not being able to get a bit closer and put Andre under a bit more pressure when they initially took the ball. But Andre, who had a really good night, those two in particular, João Gomez and Andre in that centre of the pitch for Wolves were incredible. Yes, it took a deflection, but they probably deserved that. They probably earned that with the performance they put in.
Curtis Jones there, you mentioned he possibly should have done it himself. I've got no problem with him going back to the goalkeeper. But if you're going to do it quick.
Yeah.
How many times does he take too many touches? That was so lackadaisical. It's like, oh, take a touch and then, well, go on then, I'll give it you. Well, that puts more pressure on Alisson. Get the ball and pass it to him quick. Give him the time on the ball. If you want to take your time on the ball and put pressure on yourself, then fine. But to put it onto the goalkeeper, look at him here. Take a touch. Oh, take it. Oh, lackadaisically slow pass. You know, he can't do much really there. He caught it reasonably clean, but when a ball's coming across your body, you can't do much as a goalkeeper. If you're going to give it him quick, but nah, not having that at all. I think Curtis Jones has got to start livening up. That's where he takes too many touches all the time, and then that was just an afterthought. I can't see anything, I'll just slowly pass it back to the goalkeeper. Well, that cost them the goal.
Yeah, frustration then for Liverpool, and well, I mean, you can see it, can't you, in Alisson's face there? You can see.
You can see it in everybody's face because it's a game they were expected to win. Liverpool. It was a game that, yeah, they dominated. Certainly, stats-wise, Liverpool dominated in that position and still come away without anything.
But check out these stats, though, because, Michael, as frustrating as it is, it's not an unfamiliar feeling for Liverpool this season, conceding 90 in the 90-plus minutes 5 times this season. That is a Premier League record as it stands. What does this tell you about this Liverpool team? Is it a concentration thing? What is it?
I'm not sure about concentration. It's a lack of ability at the moment, a lack of playing well. I mean, they should be in the lead. They shouldn't be, at 1-1 and under pressure in the last minutes of games. But yeah, once it happens once or twice, you get that sinking feeling, oh, could it happen again? And you sort of sit back and you protect it a bit. And we've gone through this all season thinking this is a bit of a pattern. And then they got out of it a little bit, but it's just come back to haunt them today. So, listen, when you're not playing that well, all these stats go against you. Everything, we can look at it all. The fact of the matter is Liverpool have been really, really average this season. Inconsistent, not scoring enough goals to kill games off, not creating enough chances for the possession that they've had. letting teams in, soft goals all the time, and a lot of it could be avoided.
Really average, says Michael. Let's now get the thoughts of the Liverpool manager, Arne Slot. He's been speaking post-match.
Arne, clearly a bad result. How do you analyse that if you can?
Of course you can. Like you said, bad result. Far from a good first half. Second half there was a bit more urgency. We were getting closer and closer to scoring a goal, but then conceded probably the first moment they arrived in and around our box. We immediately struck back, first by hitting the post, afterwards Mo. And then we were twice close of making the winner, with Mo Salah once in the counter-attack and with Virgil's header. But in the end conceded a deflected shot, which wasn't even a chance.
Yeah, I guess the manner, though, of the way you maybe lose chances, if not goals, is that frustrating? It must be.
Yeah, of course, because even more because we know how hard we have to work to score a goal, because I said before the game, recently we were mainly scoring from set pieces. We create enough chances, but we find it quite hard to convert those chances into goals. And then conceding two is too much to get a result.
And you mentioned you didn't really feel the team gave much in the first half. That's unfortunately for you a recurring theme, isn't it?
No, I wouldn't say gave a lot, but I saw more urgency the second half than the first half. So also in the first half we had a lot of ball possession, but weren't able to penetrate a lot of times in their 18-yard box, which we were able to do more in the second half than in the first half.
You don't feel you have a slow start to games? Is that just an impression we get from the outside?
No, last week we had a very good start, scoring 3 goals, but yeah, there are 2 teams on the pitch, and usually the team you face is also fitter in the first half than the second half. So sometimes you need to put something in it in the first half to let them keep on running, because we have so much ball possession. Then they are a bit more tired in the second half, and that's why it opened it up a little bit more the second half. But hardly conceded a chance, created not so much, but more than they did. But the result is again a 2-1 loss.
And a frustration, I imagine, because it's not the first time this season you feel you've got a little momentum and then you lose that momentum. Is that, again, fair?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. We are losing far too many football games and dropping points. And was it again in extra time today that we conceded? Yeah. So the 3 times we lost in the last 22 games is all 3 times in extra time.
And you've got to come back here and do it again Friday?
Yeah, which is a good thing and a nice thing, because we have something to prove on Friday.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's interesting because Liverpool obviously were champions last season. They've lost 9 games this season. They only lost 4 last season. That must be quite a big shift in mentality and hard for the players to get used to that, Michael.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, it's they were so dominant last season. They was it 10 points, as you say. They won it easily last season, and they pretty much rested a few players towards the end of the season. You know, last 2 or 3 games didn't get any decent results. They could have won the league by 15, 16 points. It was a breeze for them. And then, of course, over the summer, all the players that they signed, all the money that they spent, everybody thought this is going to be another Liverpool victory. Most people thought Liverpool would win the league, but it's just not happened like that. It's been a funny season for them. Certain players have been under par. They obviously lost 1 or 2 players that were influential last season. 1 or 2 of the new signings didn't really hit the ground running, and they've never recovered. They've never got that momentum. They've been playing okay in patches, but even at the weekend, they beat West Ham 5-2. It was very underwhelming. The scoreline was a lot, more positive than the actual performance. And I was never coming into this game. I mean, you asked me before the game, Liverpool back, are they? And I was like, don't think so. No, I can't be confident with them at the moment. It's just a strange thing, and they need to get their act together quick, because Champions League football is an absolute necessity for next season. I mean, you can hide behind it and say that'd be a positive if Liverpool finish in the top 5. It'll still be a disappointing season, but I mean, if they don't finish top 5, then it's a disaster.
Is the lack of kind of cutting edge, the clinicalness, an issue at the moment, Leon? Because Slot said then, didn't he? He said, we didn't concede too many chances and we created some, but probably not enough.
Yeah, I think previous Liverpool teams have created so many chances in games that they eventually did score. They would wear you down, they would take one of the chances eventually. I think Arne Slot's Liverpool want a lot more control, fewer chances, but maybe better chances. This one should have gone in. You can't believe Cody Gakpo is the player that kept that out there for Liverpool. But I think because they don't make as many chances, they do have to be a lot more ruthless when the moments come, and I just don't think they have been. This has got to make it to Szoboszlai. That pass has to get him through 1v1. That has to at least result in an effort on goal. And I just don't think they make as many chances. I think they go for more control in the game. Arne Slot there spoke in his interview about we need to move them a lot more in the first half to stretch them so that they're tired in the second half and we can create chances. He wasn't talking about we should have created more chances in the first half. He was talking about his control wearing the opposition out, but they're not being as ruthless anyway, man.
No, not at all. I mean, there were chances here. I mean, that first one that we saw, Gakpo almost sticking the boot in, but Curtis Jones should be going with his head anyway. There should be no danger where that's going, and that's right in the back of the net. Mo Salah's decision probably took an extra touch. That's unlucky. They are creating chances, but you know what? To score 2-3 goals, you need to be, creating 10 chances. You don't score every chance you get. So, a return of one goal from that might be a little bit light, but they certainly didn't deserve to score more than 2 goals. And Liverpool, in past seasons, that's been the key. They create loads of chances, and you've got to do that to score a few goals. But, poor decision-making on a couple of those occasions, but they need to keep creating and create more.
I know they won the league last season in Slot's first season, but obviously there was a lot of change this summer, big signings coming in. Are we seeing this is almost like their transition season in terms of they're turning into the more controlled team that Slot wants? Is that what they're in at the moment?
Maybe. Transition, maybe. Some of the players getting a feel for it. I'm just not convinced about one or two of the players. I mean, fullbacks, you've gone from Trent and Robertson, possibly the best combination of fullbacks that the Premier League's seen for a long, long time. You had Salah ahead of him, has just been a freak over the last few years, incredible. And of course, Diaz, that played the majority of the time, was exceptional as well, loads of energy. Those 4 players have basically been changed now. I can't warm to Kirkaz, I'm afraid. I just can't. He looks like a bag of nerves. He looks like he doesn't want the ball. He looks like he's an emotional defender. He's playing like this all the time. It's like, calm down, man. Calm down. You're in possession of the ball a lot of the time. Just relax. It's like he's in a trance constantly. Gakpo's half the player that he was last season. Salah's a tenth of the player he was last season. And then the right backs trying to replace, Trent. Well, none of them are ever fit in Conor Bradley and Frimpong. So straight away in 4 places, Liverpool are weaker, much weaker than last season. And is that transition, or is it just, is Salah getting older? Is Gakpo not quite the same this season? Or the fullbacks, you're never going to be as good as the previous fullback. So they're definitely going to weaken the team. So, yeah, I'm hanging on to it's going to be transitional, but there needs to be improvement as well.
I don't think you can be league champions, spend the amount of money that Liverpool have, and say we're in a transitional period. No. When you're league champions, you go on to win the league championship again and again and again, like Manchester City. You don't go, well, we've won it once, so let's have a year off. And Liverpool's hierarchy won't have been thinking we'll have a year off because
maybe they felt the need
gives them
to
that
evolve.
much money to go and spend.
So you were saying they wanted it to be more an evolution, I guess, because certain players needed to maybe move on, didn't they? In terms of Trent, obviously wanted to go.
Trent decided to. You can't do much about that. Diaz decided to. You can't do too much about that. A big offer came in and he wanted to go. The decision to re-sign Mo Salah on an extra 2 years, everybody was clamouring for that to happen. Every Liverpool fan wanted that to happen, or 99% of people. So, you can't blame the manager. Left back, I mean, I think they pensioned off Andy Robertson a little bit too soon. I still think he should be playing now. Now, I'm not saying don't bring a left back in. Tsimikas probably not quite up to it. So, yes, bring in somebody for the future. Didn't disagree with it. And I like Kirkaz at Bournemouth, but Liverpool's a different kettle of fish to Bournemouth. You've got to be able to manage pressure. You've got to be able to. All the eyes are on you, and he just looks like the club's a bit too big for him at the moment. He might settle down, he might get better, but at the moment, I'd be sticking Andy Robertson straight back in.
OK, well, there's still plenty more reactions to come. We'll get...
Rob, how's the hamstring? Quite the celebration at the end.
It's the groin this time. Groin felt it falling apart. Yeah, it's a nice feeling and a really nice moment again.
I was going to say, you're getting used to it now after Friday against Villa and then tonight against the champions.
Yeah, the lads are doing really well. We're competing, we're improving, and that's all we can ask at the moment. You know, you have to, against a team like Liverpool with a brilliant manager, brilliant players. Like I said, the champions last season. You have to be good, carry out the game plan. You have to be resilient, and maybe moments of luck along the way there. So all of that was needed, but a bit of quality at the right moments as well that we showed.
Not much happened in the first half, but then suddenly second half it felt really end to end. The game's really changed.
I think the way our games are going, we seem to improve and get stronger in the second half. We need to make sure, especially against the top teams, that we're in the game. So, 0-0, we're happy in the first half and at half time. And then we're able to start opening up a little bit, and maybe a little bit more pressure comes onto the opposition. They've got to push a little bit more, and it starts to suit us.
Rodrigo Gomez scores again, and what a well-worked goal it was. Tolu deserves a lot of credit as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, the impact from the substitutions were excellent. Brilliant finish, but brilliant hold-up play from Tolu and timing of the pass as well. And the finish was excellent under a lot of pressure from Konate.
Andre's first goal for Wolves. Perhaps got a bit of fortune about it, but you're not taking that goal off him, are you?
No, certainly won't be able to. That's a great moment for him. And we had to win the game twice, in a way, there. If there was going to be one more goal in the game, most people would have then bet on Liverpool. But full credit to the lads for keeping on believing and pushing, and I thought we looked dangerous on the counter-attack at 1-1. So, yeah, really a really good night for us again.
Yeah, you mentioned at 1-1 you looked dangerous. You kept on pushing for the win. It wasn't like a point against the champions is a decent result. You were like, no, let's go and get it.
Yeah, we're in a really difficult position at the moment, so we're trying to win every game. Look, I think at the moment we look a good team.
Do you think that you can still get out of trouble given the results that you've had recently?
I think we're just trying to improve. We just try and get better in every game, every week in training. We're trying to work on things and get better. I think we're doing that. I think people can see us doing that as well. At the moment, we're competing with everyone, taking points off, top teams. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep improving.
But confidence and belief completely different to what it was when you took over, I'm guessing.
Yes, I mean it was a difficult spot at that time, and it's taken a while to change things in the way that we wanted to go. We probably forgotten how to win and how hard we got to work to win, and the lads are showing that now.
Just tell me how much you enjoyed that celebration at the end.
Never get to that level, but yeah, it certainly was an enjoyable moment.
Top man, well done tonight. Cheers, Rob. All the best.
If they keep winning matches, then Rob Edwards is going to be a broken man. I think it was hamstring the other day. What did he say it was today? Groin. He's going to be in quite some trouble. And Leon, when we take a look at these fixtures, could they?
Wow.
Because Michael, I went to Leon on this because in the last part, Michael, you were saying, oh, it's too little, too late. But I'm wondering, I can see Michael's face. The viewers can't see Michael's face at the moment. I'm wondering if you're going back on what you said.
I'm not going to go back on what I said, but
they could
I
make
didn't
it interesting.
realise it was that good a set of fixtures. I mean, they literally need to win about 6 games, don't they? At least 6 games. I mean,
this is live backtracking.
They are, yeah.
Just in case they do it.
I'm so stubborn that I'm going to say no, they can't. 5 of them are away from home, 3 at home.
Yeah, that's probably
trying to find some negatives.
No, but Brentford.
But look at the teams that they're playing.
It is
a lot
tough,
of teams
but they're playing the
them.
teams around them, which by getting victories means that the opposition aren't getting the points. So it's double-sided, isn't it? We get to this stage of the season and call them 6-pointers, don't we? Against West Ham, against Leeds, against Spurs. All what we'd say 6-pointers against Burnley.
And as you say, Leicester were in a similar position many, many moons ago, and they
were, and I think Wolves would have to better that by probably 2 or 3 points, and that was an incredible achievement from Leicester. So much so they kept the momentum going and went on and won the Premier League title the next season. Such was the.
What are we talking about? No chance they're going to.
Now you're back in vision.
No
You're pretending
chance.
you're all.
No chance.
As I was saying before is. They've put themselves in a nice position. They've got a bit of belief. They understand what the manager's trying to do. They've got a feel-good factor. And within the walls of Wolves, they won't have given up just yet. I don't think they have. And I think you can tell by their attitude that they're going out. You know, when you feel defeated and everything's over and you find it difficult to motivate yourself when you've been beaten, that's not the sign of a team that feel like they've been beaten.
No. Still going down.
Brentford in 7th, incidentally, just to add more, Brentford are the highest team they face. Just saying. OK, let's bring you up to speed with what else happened in the Bournemouth and Brentford. But it didn't end goalless, did it, between Everton and Burnley, Leon?
No, completely dominant performance from Everton. Stats-wise, chances-wise, I mean, that was an incredibly good delivery from that angle from James Garner, who's been brilliant all season, and a brilliant header from Tarkowski.
First home win since the 6th of December, this was. You
Much
said they
needed,
it.
definitely much needed. Evertonians have been finding it difficult because, yes, the away form's been incredible, but you want to see your team win at home. And tonight they got performances from Dewsbury Hall. What a wonderful finish.
That was a lovely goal in general,
What a
wasn't
goal,
it?
yeah. McNeil did
McNeil's
great.
touch, yeah, brilliant.
And then a nicely weighted pass, lovely diagonal run, dink finish. Great team goal, that.
Starting to believe that Everton could be looking up the table towards Europe?
Chances, but when we've just looked at the fixtures Wolves have got, Everton have got a tough run coming up. Arsenal, Chelsea, you know, teams like that. Manchester City away in the next few. So not going to be easy, but again, put themselves in a good position.
OK, let's bring you up to speed with the other game then. It finished Leeds 0, Sunderland's 1. And this was a big night, it felt like, for Leeds, Michael. And they have a brilliant record at home in evening fixtures at Ellen Road. But it just wasn't to be tonight, was it?
Bad night for Leeds. Even a point would have been, well, in hindsight, I thought they'd win tonight, but in hindsight, even a point would have been OK, just to keep nudging them up the league. This was the penalty that was given, not seen on the field. There's a little arm there that just shoves it. I do think it is a penalty. Am I slightly surprised that VAR got involved? Could it have been referee's call? Maybe. But I did think it was a penalty, but it was not a very convincing penalty, was it? Goalkeeper would be disappointed with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's two mistakes, really, because the goalkeeper, you would class that as a mistake. And it's a game, as you said, that Sunderland delighted with the win because every stat and metric had Leeds ahead by miles. Shots, possession,
That was
territory.
their only shot on target.
Yeah, they outrun the opposition. That's their only shot on target from Sunderland. But sometimes you get in there, you do a job tactically and get yourselves out with
40
3
points now. 40 points for Sunderland, quite incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible, isn't it? But a frustrating evening for Leeds, who are looking for 3 points to drag themselves further away from the relegation zone. Let's now hear from their manager, Daniel Farke.
2 penalty decisions in the game. If we start with the one that was given for Sunderland, do you have any complaints about the handball against Ethan Ampadu?
No, in general. So football is sometimes like this. So one team is playing, is dominant, we're going for it, and the other team is giving their life to defend everything. And it's, of course, difficult to break them, to open them. This is why they have so many points. Then we have the opener goal, Joe Rodon. The whole stadium is exploding. Everyone is relieved. Yeah, ruled out with 5 inches offside, probably that's right. And then one moment not switch on, and then on the other side, 1 minute later, you can't really explain. Was not even a chance for them. Whatever instinctive reaction of my most important and best player, Ethan Ampadu, of course, not necessary, and gave then away such a penalty without it's really a chance for them. Of course, not necessary. Yes, and then normally. Yeah, it's also like the penalty is nearly missed, so how this ball went in is also difficult to explain. Sometimes, football is sometimes like this, it's written in the stars, and sometimes you lose a game when the opponent sits in the dressing room, can't really explain why they have won it, and you are also struggling to accept that you lost such a game. Football is sometimes like this, and it's tough to take, but today we have to take it.
OK, so Daniel Farke with no complaints about the penalty incident in that one. But we talk about missed opportunities tonight for the likes of Liverpool. That felt like a big missed opportunity for Leeds.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, every point counts when you're down there. And just because they've got themselves a little bit of a gap between them and the bottom 3, even the odd point now, just keep ticking points every game and they'll be fine. But to lose a game at home against a team that they'd expect to pick up points against, it just puts the pressure on a little bit. So we'll see, because there's other teams down there. West Ham are playing all right and picking up points lately. Nottingham Forest have got a good squad. It's going to be tight down there. Leeds aren't out of it yet, and that was a bit disappointing for them tonight.
Wolves aren't out of it yet either, Michael.
Yeah.
Are you concerned about Leeds, Leon?
No, because again, one of the disappointing things about Leeds is their performance was good again. They were the majority of the attacking. They were frustrated. One shot they conceded on their goal, penalty kick. And it went in. But, you know, the performances against Manchester City, against Aston Villa in recent weeks have been as good as they were tonight. Results haven't quite gone their way. But because of those performances, I think if they keep them up, certainly, I think they'll be OK.
OK, well, we had late drama this evening. Hoping for more of the same tomorrow. Of course, all eyes will be on the title race, won't it?
Absolutely. I mean, it just all intensifies, all magnifies, doesn't it, this time of the season? We're getting to the run-in. I'm sure we can call it the run-in now. Yeah, they're all important games. And, of course, the big boys, you know, we're looking right at the top of the table tomorrow. Pressure's on again. They've both got to, you know, produce and perform, and all eyes will be on it. So the pressure is starting to crank up now.
Only the second time this season they've played at the same time as well.
Yeah, that's going to be fun in itself. And it'd be interesting to see how both teams react to that, not knowing how the opposition are going on. Will that